speaking from my own experience. I used to be an interim management manager in the Dutch government, and even though I had a great job, I was quite successful in it. I made quite a lot of money. I always felt on some level that I wasn't really living up to my full potential, that I was leaving something on the table that was actually truly part of me. And it was bugging me. You know, for years, I've done it for almost a decade, and for years I walked around in those ministries, being great at my job, getting compliments, being appreciated for something that I knew wasn't the best thing I could give. And that's weird, right? Sometimes we are evaluated for things that of course we're good at it, we may be excellent at it, but it doesn't feel as if you're living in your zone of genius, as it's sometimes called. It doesn't feel as if you're doing something that gives you energy all the time. And at one point I realized, it took more than one point to be honest, but at one point I remember sitting down in my house. My children were in the same room with me, quite small at the time. I did a practice that I now like to do with clients sometimes, and it's I started writing answers to questions in a book. Sounds very simple, it sort of was. And there were questions like, what is something you do that makes you happy always? When you die, how do you want to look back on your life? What do you want to be remembered for? And then at one point there's a moment of stillness, a moment of letting come whatever wants to come, and it's a meditative moment. And I remember sitting there and writing down that I wanted to support people in becoming all that they wanted to be, in becoming all that they are, in living their truth and speaking their truth. And one of the next questions was, so what do you have to leave behind in order for that to become reality? And immediately I wrote down, I need to leave government, I need to leave politics. Because, and when I thought about it, it made complete sense to me. Of course, in politics, you are not working on helping people speak their truth and live their truth. You are actually basically working on making the truth a little bit more shiny and a little bit more adaptable for everyone, so that more people will like it and think it's a good decision. So for me, that was a really big tipping point. I decided to quit my job. My husband and I left for San Francisco and left Amsterdam and lived in San Francisco for 6 months. And that's where I started building my business as a coach. And from there on out, my life's turned for the better, and it's turning into a sovereign life more and more each day.